America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer, greater, and more united than ever before.
Here's a saying in show business, leave them wanting less.
I mean...
And quite simply put, we will very quickly make America great again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wisconsin.
Put a kick in, make her gay.
God bless you, Wisconsin, and God bless the United States of America, our great country. Thank you very much.
Very good. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That was insufferable.
Oh, my God.
That was awful.
What the fuck was that?
That was one of the worst speeches I ever had to sit through.
I think that was the worst speech I've ever seen. I think that was the worst political speech I've ever seen. I think I've ever seen any speech worse than that.
Well, Bill Clinton's very famous hour and a half ramble was pretty bad.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch that one. I'm too young for that. I've never seen anything like that. I can't believe how awful that was. I cannot believe how awful that was.
It was.
I really can't believe it. I'm almost speechless.
Well, people have said, who know him or have been around him, he's best under pressure. He doesn't feel any pressure. He just went up there, he kind of went on and off the teleprompter, rambled, did his thing. It was very much like what I saw at the rally, only he was much better. And I didn't think he was great at the rally, but he was much better at the rally than this. At the rally, he just wanted to, because he was in New York, he wanted to talk about the pipe gauges at the Wallman Rink and how he knew who to call to find out how to freeze the ice properly. He just wanted to tell these anecdotes about his days as a developer in New York. But this was just like, I'm going to take all the shit I said on an elevator 8 years ago and make it really, really, really boring and drag it out for over an hour.
An hour and a half, I think he was on. It was over 90 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah, it started at 10:30.
Sure,
The stuff about the shooting was pretty well done. I mean, that okay, felt like we were watching something. I was compelled.
And then I thought he was going to make a cohesive policy speech of some kind.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to lay out the vision for his I thought he was going to do this is what they've done to the country. This is what our policies are going to be. And that was going to be the speech. So he's talking. He's just rambling. Huh? Yeah, nobody ever saw a cuff like the cuff on the pants that I bought at that store.
They make
People said, that's
runway.
A sharp cuff.
That runway in Afghanistan was a strong, beautiful runway.
Now
you know
nobody ever
who
saw
has
a
that
runway like that.
China. I mean, just extraordinarily bad. Extraordinarily bad.
They staged the Beijing Opera on that runway now. It's a disgrace.
I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. But look, in a sense, you're right. This was a low-pressure speech in the sense that his back wasn't against the wall. But, this was your chance to really come out and just, checkmate the opposition. I mean, you could have been up 15 points after tonight if you hit this one out of the park.
No.
And instead, you go up there with seemingly no plan whatsoever. I mean, obviously, the shooting stuff was scripted and executed, fairly well. That moved and made a point. It was compelling. After that, it's like there was no plan. He's just rambling aimlessly forever and ever and ever, and he would wade into a certain policy theme, like the green energy vehicles, and then he'd come out of it with just like another 5 to 10 minutes of just rambling bullshit, and then he'd go into the border stuff, and then he'd come out of it with more stories that never went anywhere, and then he'd go into it like he had like these chapters, but there was so much ad-libbing, and the ad-libbing was so uninspired and unfunny and uninteresting. there were hardly
One
any. There
time,
were hardly any
I bought a
applause
tie
lines.
from Jerry Garcia. I didn't know who he was, but he was selling ties. He wanted to have them at the Trump store. They said this guy's in the Grateful Dead. I said, he's in the Grateful Dead.
My God, what a shit show that was. That was just that. I mean, it was offensively bad. It was a waste of the audience's time. You felt like it was an imposition on who was watching it.
Look, even that audience was not really into it.
No, there were no applause lines. There were no applause lines.
They were not into it, man. You know, like
God,
that room should be clapping at everything, and they should be like,
yes, exactly, man. They should be fucking fired up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not us.
There were no applause. Like that audience, you'd think they would be so fired up. They got a huge lead in the polls. They got Biden dropping out. You got Kamala coming in. Maybe you got a Democratic civil war. Like you got everything going for you.
He didn't even. I mean, Trump, like really, his gift, his I'm not a normal politician thing, would have been to make a lot of hay over. Oh, can you imagine the disaster at their convention? You're gonna have cackling Kamala over
exactly.
here.
Like if you're gonna go off the cuff, that's true. Like if you're gonna go off the cuff anyway,
that's where I thought he would go.
Yeah, then talk about what disarray the Democrats are in.
Of what a shambolic process they're having.
Yeah. No, not a mention at all of that.
First, they try to run a guy he doesn't know where he is. And then people say, I think there's something wrong with this guy. Now they don't know what to do.
That was absolutely horrible. That was really probably the worst speech I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Worst political speech I've ever seen. I can't think of one. Absolutely horrendous. He should have just come out and said, "Dem suck," and then modeled the earpiece.
There have been some really bad political speeches.
But none that had the potential to do so well. Like
maybe none
choke.
at such a pivotal moment.
At such a pivotal moment
in a campaign where you have such a unique combination of elements, where you have an assassination attempt, you got a demented president who's about to resign in a couple of days. Like, yeah, there was a lot there that he could have made that a defining speech with. And he could have really used it to persuade some independents to come over to him. And I don't think it changed anybody's minds.
No.
I don't think anybody who was gonna vote for him is like, not after that speech, but who watched it and said, well, I had my doubts, but now I'm all in on Trump.
Yeah. No, definitely the biggest.
And it could have been that speech.
It could have been
the blown opportunity. Because it could have persuaded a lot of people. If it had not just been, I used to have some cufflinks. They were my favorites.
Yeah. No, yes, biggest opportunity to execution ratio of any political speech I've ever seen, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Please clap.